Hello everybody, welcome to Redesign My Life. Today we're going to talk about people with different kinds of mental barriers. Sometimes we end up in bad patterns, habits, and cycles in our lives. Before we are able to break these bad patterns, we need to recognize which category or box that we fit in so we can know what we can work on to break the bad cycle that gives us these mental barriers that holds us back from achieving our goals and dreams. Overall, we need to audit ourselves from time to time. So, let's get to it. This type of person is in this category of people with low self-worth or self-esteem with low skill level. Their confidence level is really low. They can never commit to real concrete goals. They have low expectation and a belief system. They have negative judgment and self-talk. They lack motivation and they put their energy and time on mindless or easy things or efforts on the wrong things. They do self-sabotaging behaviors that holds them back from striving for something more. Now, these types of people, they're always looking for outside approval to make them feel good about themselves, which means they are focusing on things that are very short-term oriented or materialistic based. Now, a lot of us end up being lost or ashamed and afraid to admit that we need help to help push us towards that next level of growth in our lives. Or since they're so used to being at this level, they don't know how to ask for help to get that required training and skills to progress to the next level. Now, the next type of person is, I guess you could call them happy-go-lucky, low self-esteem. They don't know any better and don't know or don't care that there's all this opportunity out there in the world for them. And they're really happy. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if you don't know and don't care there's a better or different life out there for you, then you don't know and you don't care. It is what it is. Now, the next type of person is a person with low self-esteem and high skill level. Now, no matter how hard they work, they never feel fulfilled or feel that something is always missing and always trying to prove to themselves or others their worth. They work really hard and tire themselves out, always looking for some project to do or trying to achieve more. These people are getting their grind on and on a high level. They're working, learning, and really busy in their lives, but they still don't feel fulfilled inside. Now, since they have lower self-esteem, they have a hard time enjoying any kind of success or milestones that they have achieved because they are so busy trying to prove themselves to themselves and others. So they get stuck in this cycle of always trying to do more and level up. Now, the next type of person is a person with high self-esteem and an average or low skill level. Since their self-esteem is high, they feel empowered, in control, and confident in themselves and optimistic. These kind of people, since they have high confidence level, but they have low skill level, they have scattered thinking. Their mind is everywhere and they tend to start and stop a lot, which is similar to 1 foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So they have this push-pull effect on each end, which creates barriers, walls, and tension to prevent them from progressing in their lives. Now, since they have high self-worth, they think they are better than everyone else and always trying to give people advice on how they can better themselves. Sometimes they do that out of the blue without someone asking them for help or advice. Now, a big piece of this fits me perfectly. I honestly don't think I'm better than anyone out there, but I do feel this urge to want to help people and call them out in things to try and help them. Is that a bad or a good thing? I don't know. Now, they have a hard time finishing goals since it's always on, off, hot and cold, start and stop, start and stop. And you end up catching them talking more than what they were doing. Have you ever caught yourself talking about something you plan to do and a few weeks, months, or years later people ask you, so, how's that thing you were working on doing? Guess it didn't end up doing as well as I wanted to. Now, they usually are trying to learn a lot and try to have a go-getter mentality, but always fall short of accomplishing anything and can never get past a certain stage in their project or goals. And since they can never get past a certain stage or level in their lives, they feel totally embarrassed. They feel bad and ashamed about themselves because they haven't accomplished what they set out to do or gotten any results from their goals. And since we end up not accomplishing the things we set out to do, eventually the confidence level slowly diminishes and we start repeating the same start, stop cycle over and over and over and over again, which means we have trained ourselves to be that way. Now, I don't want to be that way, but unfortunately, it has been the case for the most part. And it doesn't mean this happens 100% of the time, but the majority of the time, let's say maybe 70 to 80% of the time, and it varies from person to person. Everybody's percentage is different. I know for myself, every time I hit a brick wall or something that is difficult for me, most of the time I end up stopping right there. I let it marinate, and next thing you know, the project is on the back burner and progress stops completely. No matter how you look at it, whatever we have been doing in our lives, we have been trained with our habits and way of thinking and doing things for many years. And when you really think about it, even though you have high self-worth, a big chunk of that is called false self-worth or self-esteem. And what false self-esteem really means is we put up this act like we are really confident and know what we are doing and heading towards, but inside we are lost, confused, and not sure what steps to take to move us forward and progress. Now, the last type of person is a person with high self-worth and confidence level and high skill level. They really feel empowered and in control of their lives. They are constantly learning, and if they are not learning anymore, they have reached a great milestone in their lives and feel content and satisfied in their current stage. These types of people are very action and results oriented. When it comes to getting results, you have to have laser-like focus and go after what you really want until it's complete. Since these type of people are able to accomplish what they want in their lives, they feel proud and fulfilled. Now here's the last thing. Even though they have laser-like focus and are able to step by step reach their goals, it doesn't mean they aren't stumbling, falling, and making mistakes. Just like anyone else, they are not perfect. But how they handle falling and making mistakes makes a big difference. Most of us, when we fail or make mistakes, we tend to let it marinate for a while before we get back up and go at it again. But these types of people pick themselves up a little bit quicker than your average person and continue moving forward. That way, they don't lose their habits, momentum, and rhythm. When it comes to a person with high confidence and a high skill level, this doesn't mean they are making the big bucks to be successful. It just means they have reached a level that they are completely happy with. Everyone has different goals and dreams, and when a person reaches their goals and dreams, they can confidently feel happy and content about their lives. Now, in conclusion, a lot of us are a combination of these types of people. Sometimes we have low self-esteem, sometimes we are really confident, but we can't deny the struggle is real. Depending on your goals and dreams, it can feel like you are climbing a mountain and you've never been trained to climb a mountain before. So to reset ourselves and put things into perspective, the first thing we should do is write down our big picture goals and figure out step by step how to get there. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but we need some ideas to build some kind of foundation. The best way to handle our goals is one step at a time. Kind of like school, where you take one class at a time and those class credits adds up towards your degree. Although most goals isn't like school, where you know in 4 to 5 years you will finish your degree, school does have a system and curriculum in place towards each milestone. We need to put in place a process and system in our lives. Everything in life has a process, formula, and system in place. We just need to find out what it is and follow it. Want to learn new skills? There's classes, training, and a curriculum in place to get those skills. Want to lose weight and get in shape? There is a process and system out there to eat healthier and different ways to work out. Want to be able to talk to girls? Yes, there is a process and system for that too. Want to start a business? There are so many blueprints out there from successful businesses you can follow. Now, does that ensure your success in business? No! But your chances for success are much better when you follow a blueprint that has been done before. Why hurt yourself trying to reinvent the wheel? Now, what we have been doing has not been working or not consistent enough. Sometimes we need a different mindset or change our strategy. And sometimes we just need to do more action. Like basketball, keep dribbling and shoot more shots. A lot more than what you have been doing or used to. Instead of taking 50 shots, take 75 shots instead. More is always better. More is always better. More is always better. Here's the thing, when you follow a process, system, and blueprint, here's where most people go wrong. Just because you start following the process and system doesn't mean it's going to work immediately. Oh, you started your diet workout regimen a week ago and you still the same weight? You didn't build up all that weight gain overnight, so don't expect to lose weight so quickly either. Oh, you started learning how to pick up girls? Don't expect to pick up a girl and get a date within the first couple of tries. You're 3 weeks in on a class you have taken? Don't expect your skills to be at a level compared to experienced people that have been doing it for years. Overall, we need to curb our expectations. For most of us, we have this wild imagination and we envision doing something that is worth our time and effort. Whatever time frame you have in mind of accomplishing your goal, most of the time we need to multiply it by 2 to 4 times. So if you think it will take 2 years, it might take 4 to 6 years. Unless it's school oriented, it's hard to know how long something is going to take. Most of the time, we underestimate the time it takes to do something because we are so optimistic about it. And when we are so optimistic, when things don't happen in that time frame that we are hoping for, we get disappointed and discouraged because we realize this shit is going to take longer than expected. And that's when most people start losing hope or not sure that it's the right path for them anymore. But listen, we still have a lot of time to grind things out. Let's build up our confidence and self-esteem little by little and back things up with action and forward momentum, and things will work out the way it's supposed to. I'm Twan. Thanks for watching Redesign My Life as I'm trying to become a better version of myself as you might be trying to do the same. Hit that like and subscribe button and I will talk to you soon.